Hello everyone, myself Assistant Professor Vatsalji Patel from Civil Engineering Department working at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center NAVSARI. Today we are going to discuss about traffic regulation. So first we will see traffic control devices. The various aids and devices used to control, regulate, and to guide traffic are signs, signals, marking, and islands. So let us see traffic signs first. So the function of traffic sign are they give timely warning of hazardous situations when they are not evident. Traffic signs are helpful in regulating traffic by imparting messages to the drivers about the need to stop, give way, speed limit, etc. etc. They give information about highway routes, directions, and points of interest. So next is types of traffic signs. The various traffic signs have been recognized by the Government of India through Motor Vehicle Act 1939. And traffic signs are divided into three categories. First one is regulatory sign, which include mandatory signs and prohibitory signs. So the mandatory signs tells the driver that what they must do, and these signs give orders, and the prohibitory signs tells the drivers that what they must not do. Second is warning signs or say cautionary signs, which warns drivers of some danger or difficulty on the road ahead. And the last one is informatory sign, which includes indication, direction, route identification related information. So most of these signs give drivers information to enable them to find their way to their destination. Direction signs are the largest group of information signs. So let us see regulatory signs first. Regulatory or mandatory signs are meant to inform the road user of certain laws, regulations, and prohibitions. The violation of these signs is a legal offense. All the mandatory or regulatory signs are circular in shape. They are with red circular ring and diagonal bars with white or black symbols or arrows or letters on white or blue background. Next, the regulatory signs are classified under the following subheads like stop and give way sign, prohibitory signs, no parking sign and no stopping signs, speed limit and vehicle control signs, restriction end signs, compulsory direction control signs. So here you can see stop and give way sign in the image. Next we are going to see some prohibitory signs. So here you can see no entry and one way sign. Next sign shows that the vehicles prohibited in both directions and left or right turn prohibited. Next one is U-turn prohibited and overtaking prohibited. Next is no parking and no stopping. Next is pedestrian prohibited and horn prohibited. Now let us see speed limit and vehicle control signs. So here you can see speed limit and load limit sign. Next is vehicle control sign, which is height limit and width limit. Now let us discuss about warning signs. Warning or cautionary signs are used to warn the road users of certain hazardous conditions that exist on or adjacent to the roadway. The warning signs are in the shape of an equilateral triangle with its apex pointing upwards. They have a white background, red border, and black symbols. So, the side of triangle is 45 cm. The triangular plate is fixed to the vertical post with its lower side 2.75 meter above the ground level. About 15 cm below the triangular plate, an extraplanetary plate of size 45 cm by 40 cm is fixed. So let us see some warning sign. So here you can see right hand curve and left hand curve sign in the image. Next is hairpin bend in the both direction. Next one is pedestrian crossing and narrow bridge. Next is slippery road and man at work. Next is steep ascent and gap in median. Let us now move on towards our last sign, which is informatory signs. These signs are used to guide the road user along routes, inform them of destination and distance, and provide with information to make travel easier, safe, and pleasant. Information signs are rectangular in shape and are also used with destinations names and distances with arrows indicating the direction. So, these signs are placed at distance 0.6 meter from the curb and at 2 to 3 meter from the edge of carriageway in case of roads without curb. Various informatory signs are direction and place identification signs, facility information signs, parking signs, and flood gauge. Now let us see some of the direction and place identification sign. So here you can see advanced direction and direction sign in the image. Next one is reassurance and place identification signs. Now let us see some facility information sign. So here you can see sign of public telephone and hospital. Next is petrol pump and first aid post. Next is light refreshment and resting place. Next is no through road and no through side road. Next is parking this side and parking lot, motorcycle and scooter. Next is parking lot cycle and parking lot cars. And the last one is flood gauge. Now let us see route marker sign. The design of route marker signs for national highways has been standardized in India by the IRC. It consists of a shield painted on a rectangular plate 450 mm by 660 mm. The sign has a yellow background and all letters, sign and border are painted in black. So you can see it in the image. Next, we are going to see location, color and material of traffic signs. So the first one is location of signs. In India, traffic signs should be located on the left side of the road. On multi-lane carriageways, they may be repeated on the other side of the carriageway. On wide expressways, overhead signs may also be provided. And on hill roads, traffic signs are normally fixed on the valley side of the road. The signs are usually mounted on posts. So, as per IRC 67/2012, for all roads, the extreme edge of the ground mounted side adjacent to the roadway shall be at a distance of 600 mm to 3 meter from the carriageway or paved shoulder edge. For road with curbs, it shall not be less than 300 mm from the curb line. And as per IRC 67/2012, for curbed roads, the bottom edge of the lowest sign shall not be less than 2.1 meter and not more than 2.5 meter. On roads without curbs, the bottom edge of the lowest sign shall not be less than 2 meter and not more than 2.5 meter above the crown of the pavement. To improve the visibility of the signs on multi-lane roads, the minimum height of the lower edge of the sign should be kept as 2.5 meter above carriageway. So, the table gives distances at which signs should be fixed on rural roads in advance of hazards warned against. So here you can see the table which indicate the plain and rolling terrain and hilly or mountain terrain distances. So let us see. So on national and state highway, it will be 120 meter for plain and rolling terrain and 60 meter for hilly or mountainous terrain. On major district road, it will be 90 meter and 50 meter respectively. On other district road, it will be 60 meter and 40 meter. And on village roads, it will be 40 meter and 30 meter. Second one is color for signs. Signs shall be provided with retro-reflective sheeting and or overlay film as given in IRC 67. The reverse side of all signs shall be painted grey. The sign posts shall be painted in 250 mm wide bands, alternatively white and black. The lowest band next to the ground shall be in black. The mandatory and warning signs shall be provided with white background and red border. So, the color pattern for direction information sign is given in table. So, table indicates road type, its sign backgrounds and arrow or border or letters. So, for expressway, it will be blue and white respectively. For national highway, it will be green and white. For state highway, it will be green and white. For major district road, it will be green and white. For other district road and village road, it will be white and black. And for urban and city roads, it will be blue and white. And last one is material for signs. Concrete shall be of M25 grade. Reinforcing steel shall conform to IS 1786 requirements. The plates and support section for the sign post shall conform to IS 226 and IS 2062. The plate thickness of shoulder mounted ground sign with a maximum side dimension not exceeding 60 mm shall not be less than 1.5 mm for aluminum sheet and 3 mm for ACM sheet. ACM means aluminum composite material. Next, we are going to learn about road marking. Road markings are the lines, patterns, words of other devices for control, warning and guidance of information of road users. IRC has standardized this marking in IRC 359070. So you can see various road markings in the image. Next, let us see function of road markings. So functions of road markings are controlling and guiding traffic. They promote road safety and bring about smooth and harmonious flow of traffic. They serve to supplement the messages conveyed by road signs and signals. They convey the required information to the driver without distracting his attention from the carriageway. Next is pavement marking. Pavement or carriageway markings may generally be of white paint. Yellow color marking are used to indicate parking restrictions and for continuous center line marking. So you can see it in the image. Next is center line. These are meant to separate the opposing stream of traffic on undivided two-way roads on national highway and state highway. With 2 or 3 lanes, single broken lines of width 0.1 meter and 3 meter segments and 4.5 meter gaps may be painted on straight stretches. So you can see it in the image. Next is lane lines. These markings divide the carriageway into separate lanes on either side of the center line. This helps to guide the traffic and regulate it. So you can see both type of it in the image. Next one is stop lines. These are meant for vehicles to stop near the pedestrian crossing, signalized intersection, etc., where vehicles have to stop and proceed. So you can see it in the image. And last one is crosswalk lines. These markings are provided at important intersections to facilitate pedestrians to cross a road. The width of pedestrian crossing may be between 2 and 4 meter. So you can see it in the image. Now let us understand no overtaking zone marking. Such type of markings are provided on horizontal curves and summit curves on 2 and 3 lane highways where overtaking maneuvers are prohibited. The marking for a no overtaking zone consists of a combination line along the center line. The combination line consists of a double line, the left hand element of which shall be a solid barrier line. So, the right hand element will be either a normal broken center line or solid barrier line, where a solid barrier line is to the right of the broken line. The overtaking restriction shall apply only to the opposing traffic. If both the lines are solid lines, no overtaking is permitted in both directions. So you can see it in the image. Next is usually the pavement edge line. Marking is done for pavement without curbs. They serve as visual guidance for the drivers, indicating to them the limit up to which the driver can safely maneuver. So you can see it in the image. Next is curb marking. Marking on the curb indicate certain regulation like parking regulation. Marking on the curb and edges of island with alternate black and white line increase the visibility from a long distance. Next is object marking. Physical obstruction on or near the roadways are hazardous and hence should be properly marked. Typically, obstruction are supports for bridge, level crossing gates, signs and signals, traffic islands, narrow bridge, culvert head walls, etc. Next is reflector unit marking. Reflector markers are used as hazard markers and guide markers for safe driving during night. Hazard markers reflecting yellow light should be visible from a long distance of about 150 meter. Now let us move on to our next topic, which is traffic signals. Traffic signals are provided at road intersection. These are control devices which could alternatively direct the traffic to stop and proceed at intersection using red and green traffic light signals automatically. The main requirements of traffic signals are to draw attention, provide meaning and time to respond, and to have minimum waste of time. So let us see its advantages. Maintain orderly flow of traffic, reduce certain types of accidents, improves safety and efficiency of movement of vehicles. Pedestrians can cross the roads safely, provides nearly continuous movement of traffic, more economical than manual control. Stop heavy traffic to allow slow moving traffic to cross the road safely. Also, let us see its disadvantages. The rear end collision may increase. Improper design and location of signals may lead to violations of the control system. Failure of the signal due to electric power failure or any other defect may cause confusion to the road users. Next, we are going to see types of traffic signals. The traffic signals are classified into the following types. First one is traffic control signals, which further subdivided into fixed time signals and traffic actuated signals. Second one is pedestrian signals and third one is special traffic signals. So Generally, a traffic signal is composed of three lenses arranged vertically one above the other with red lens on top, yellow or amber in the middle, and a green lens at bottom. The normal sequence of traffic signal is red, amber, green, amber, red, and so on. Following are the indications given by the colors of signal. The red indicate vehicle must stop. Amber indicate light about to change. And green indicate vehicle can proceed. So you can see all the elements in image. Next is pedestrian signal. The Indian standard on traffic signals prescribes the following symbol for the pedestrian, which you can see in the image. The red standing man represent the don't cross indication, and the green walking man represent cross indication. Next, we are going to see fixed time signals. The fixed time signals are set to repeat regularly a cycle of red, amber, and green lights. The timing of each phase of the cycle is predetermined based on the traffic studies. These signals are the simplest type of automatic traffic signals which are electrically operated. These signals are also called pre-timed signals. Fixed time signals cannot take into account the fluctuation of traffic flow, and so they are satisfactory where fluctuation is small. Different cycle time may be used to take care of morning peak, evening peak, and non-peak hours traffic by using different cycle lengths during those hours. The cycle length varies from 40 seconds to 120 seconds. Now let us see its advantages. Simple in construction, relatively inexpensive, most successfully used in linked system requiring a fixed cycle length for a given pattern and speed of progression. Also, let us see its disadvantages, which are inflexible and hence may cause avoidable delay, required careful setting. Sometimes the traffic flow on one road may be almost nil and traffic on the crossroad may be quite heavy. Yet, as the signal operates with fixed timings, the traffic in the heavy stream will have to stop at red phase. Next is traffic actuated signals, or say vehicle actuated signals. Traffic actuated signals are those in which the timings of the phase and cycle time are changed according to the traffic demand. The vehicles on any intersection approach are sensed by a detecting device like magnetic tape, loops, or pneumatic pads placed in the road. By recording the timing the vehicles as they cross the detectors and by timing the interval between vehicles, the signals are automatically adjusted to give preference to the approach with the heaviest flow. So, its advantages are usually reduce the delay, usually increase the capacity. It is adaptable to short-term fluctuation in traffic. It provides continuous operation under low volume condition. It is most efficient for isolated intersections. Let us see its disadvantages. They are uneconomical. The cost is about 2 to 3 times the cost of a fixed time signals. Detectors are very costly to install and present very difficult maintenance problems. The ACTUATED controller, or say complete electronic mechanism, is much more complicated than fixed time controllers. Next is types of traffic ACTUATED signal. So the first one is fully ACTUATED signals. These have detectors located on each approach and assign the right of way to the various traffic movements on the basis of demand. And the second one is semi-ACTUATED signals, where traffic on heavy volume of high speed arteries must be interrupted for relative light class traffic. Semi-ACTUATED traffic signals are often installed. For these signals, the detectors are placed only on the minor street. Now let us see some important signal terminology. So the first one is cycle. A signal cycle is one complete rotation through all of the indications provided. Next is cycle length, which is denoted by capital C. The time required for one complete sequence of signal indications like red to red, amber to green to amber is called cycle length or time cycle. It may vary from 40 to 60 seconds depending upon number 1 volume of the traffic on approaches and number 2 width of the roads and intersection. Next is interval. It indicates the change from one stage to another. There are two types of interval: clearance amber interval and initial amber interval. So clearance amber interval, it is also called the amber time, indicates the interval between the green and red signal indications for an approach. They are normally have a value of 3 to 6 seconds. Next one is initial amber interval. It is also called all red and is provided after each amber interval, indicating a period during which all signal phases show red and is used for clearing of the vehicles in the intersection. It is the interval between red and green signal. Next is green interval. It is the green indication for a particular movement. This is the actual duration the green light of a traffic signal is turned on, and it is denoted by GI. Next is red interval. It is the red indication for a particular movement. This is the actual duration the red light of a traffic signal is turned on, and it is denoted by RI. Next is phase. A phase is the green interval plus the change and clearance interval that follow it. And the last one is loss time. It indicates the time during which the intersection is not effectively utilized by any movement. For example, when the signal for an approach turns from red to green, the driver of the vehicle will take some time to perceive the signal and some time will be lost before vehicle moves. So here I end my session. Thank you all of you.